When I tell people what happened, they don't believe me at first. They say, no HOA would ever go that far. But let me set the scene. My wife and I had just welcomed our first child, a baby boy. We were exhausted, living on caffeine and diaper changes, but also happier than we'd ever been. The last thing on our minds was the HOA. We'd fallen behind on a couple of HOA fees, nothing huge, a few $100 at most. With the hospital bills, new baby expenses, and me juggling work, it slipped through the cracks. Usually, HOAs send letters, maybe even try to fine you. But what this HOA board did crossed a line so severe, it became a federal case. It was late afternoon. My wife had just put the baby down in his bassinet. She stepped into the kitchen to grab a snack, and when she came back, our son was gone. At first, she thought she was losing her mind. She screamed for me, and we tore the house apart. That's when I saw it. A handwritten note taped to the fridge. It read, "Collateral until HOA dues are paid in full." Bored. My blood went cold. They didn't just threaten us. They took our newborn. I dialed 911 so fast my hands shook. The dispatcher froze when I explained. "Sir, are you telling me your HOA kidnapped your infant?" Within minutes, police swarmed our neighborhood. We pointed them straight to the HOA president's home. Sure enough, when officers entered, they found our baby, crying unharmed, but in a stranger's living room like some bargaining chip. The HOA president, Karen in full regalia, stood there smugly. "If they'd just paid their dues, none of this would have been necessary," she said, as if she were some sort of judge and jury. The cops didn't even hesitate. She and 2 other board members were cuffed on the spot. Charges: kidnapping, child endangerment, racketeering. Because when you try to use someone's baby as leverage for money, you're not just breaking HOA rules, you're breaking federal law. The FBI got involved within hours. Apparently, what they did counted as extortion across state lines, since the HOA had threatened legal liens before and now escalated to actual child abduction. The fallout was massive. The HOA was dissolved. Every board member faced federal charges. The president is still awaiting trial, but let's just say the prosecutors are pushing for decades behind bars. As for us, we moved. Immediately, I sold the house at a loss just to get my family out of that nightmare. We bought a quiet place in the country, far away from HOAs, far away from petty tyrants with too much free time. My son's safe. My wife's slowly recovering from the trauma. And me? I've made it my mission to warn others. Don't underestimate how insane these HOA boards can get when they think they have power. But here's the twist that makes it all the more satisfying. Because they tried to use my child as collateral, the federal government also seized their assets under forfeiture laws. Their fancy cars? Gone. Their retirement savings? Frozen. Their little HOA slush fund? Drained to pay legal fees. So, in the end, they lost everything. They thought they could treat my baby like property. Instead, they'll be spending the rest of their lives behind bars. And me? I'll never forget the look on Karen's face when the FBI dragged her out of her McMansion in handcuffs. That smug smile was gone, replaced with pure fear.